guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This is the rise of Cornoe and the town of Atomic here, and we are growing into our new construction industry area. Now, it's snowing. It's just gone the 22nd of November. We've got a nice, healthy bank account at the moment. And I've given this a little bit more thought, and I think we can make this work quite nicely. What I'm going to do, actually, before we jump into that, this station has been done, right? So we now have the ability to transfer all of these different things, right? So we can click individual storages and put some stuff in there. So we can say, actually, guys, this is going to be, we can't put in, we can. Fertilizer, but we can't put in other ways. So let's see if this works, right? If I go and say, now, because these guys are closer to this. So if we go and say, instead of going all the way where we're going at the moment, you're just going to go here instead. Are these guys going to start moving the needle on it for us, right? And this one and that one. So if we go and say, take your stuff, put it, actually, I want clear it all, confirm. And then what we'll do is we'll assign everything there. Okay, everything we can assign there. And similarly, I just want to check, we need to clear it all and assign everything we can assign to that station there. And see if that means these guys are actually going to start doing something. Let's clear that, yes, and move it over there. I want to see if we can move it a little bit quicker and more effectively to this area with all of these guys just kind of hanging around. So if we do that, clear all of this, and we say, buddies, move it over there. I just want to see if that makes any real difference. Super dark now. Once we've got that running, right, so this guy should be picking up and taking to, oh, no, that's large customs house still. So anyway, it's currently, anyway. So let's see if we give it a minute or two, if we're going to start seeing some vehicles coming into this area and unloading some stuff. But we'll have to keep in mind that. Now, of course, this as a transfer station could now also result in us moving some stuff into different facilities, right? So that's dumps, that's other transfer stations. So we could do multiple transfer stations, I guess. So we could do things like this, where we now say, well, we'll get these areas. So we actually transfer from one to another so that we then export in an appropriate fashion. But let's just see what we get in here, and whether that works, even works at all, right? I just want to see. So none of these guys should now continue to be picking up to go. Again, we're still, no, this is going to the transfer station. Okay, so let's see what happens with that. Okay, then I've given this a little bit more thought, so we can see everything is still underway here. Let me quickly do, I like this piece, but I think I'm going to extend it a little bit more. So let's clear out that and that and that. Okay. We can leave the other side in for the moment. I'm going to clear out this section here, and instead we're going to run it all the way. This is switch on the snapping for me, please. Yes, the snapping switches on. We'll run it there. Ooh, there's a little path in there. And I thought what we might do is we might clear it over here. So it's almost like part of this junction in this area. Let's see. Do we want to put in a... Okay, hang on. Let's clear this a little bit. Ooh, don't clear too much. Let's put a switch in here, or something like this. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and do that. So we'll put all of this stuff in here so we can switch over and get guys to come in from all directions to go in here and continue the construction, basically. Okay, and then we will tie it in. Oh, there. So now we've got a third rail running through here. That's going to split up into this general area. Now, what I also want to do is I want to clear out this stuff and that stuff and this stuff, and we probably need to clear out a little bit of this, and we'll clear out that. So if we put this one back, and say this is kind of where we want to run. But what we also want to do is we want to run the rail a little bit further away, maybe say over here somewhere, right? So something like that. So we give ourselves a little bit more room, running the rail closer to the water, making sensible. That's sensible, I think. So how does this work? I think it's okay. We'll do that. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, okay. So that gives us a little bit more room there. We'll see where we tie this one in. And okay, so now instead of running down here, so let's clear out some of this stuff. Okay, so instead of, I think we can still tie off there so we can get it going into that direction. No, don't go there. We'll tie it in. Still do that, and we'll level it a little bit so it's a little bit neater. That just gives us a bit more room to work with, and I think that's going to be just fine. So that gives us, you know, it's just a tiny bit smoother, gives us a little bit more room to work with. And now we just have to look at how we're going to tie this in. So now we can push this back a little bit more. So let me, actually, let's trim back all of that, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now if we say, just zoom it out so we can see what this looks like. Yeah, so this is not ideal in terms of its angle, approach angle. What I guess we can do is we can trim it back a little bit here, right? So let's get rid of that. We don't. This isn't under construction or anything, so let's trim it back. So all the way over there. Trim it back all the way over here. So we'll do something like that, right? And now we'll try and run it a little bit straighter down here, I think. So if we were to, we probably need to just move it a little bit this way. We'll do something like, say, that. And then we'll turn it in. Like so, right? Oops, that's not working. Similarly, we'll do this one. Right up to there. Okay, good. Now, so if we now were to say, do this, and do this. There we go. I think that's, I guess that's reasonable. Okay, so now we've given ourselves a little bit more room, and now the idea is I'm thinking about running, you know, slightly different, a different operation here. At the same time, I'm also thinking we can place these things a little bit better. So let's get rid of that. We'll leave this as is. We'll get rid of this guy. We'll get rid of this guy. We'll have to see. Maybe we can't really do that, but maybe we can just turn it around a bit. Okay, so let's have a look. So we want a storage facility here. Open storage. That's the one, the 4K. All of our paths are this way. So let's flip it around. So I guess the plan is it needs to be this, right? So if we do this, right? We can. I'm very comfortable that we can make this work. Okay? Then we move this guy, get that platform to come back in. Give me this platform again. I'm not sure that's going to work. So if we say do something like this, right? I think this could work. Okay, so if we do that, and the other one is we wanted the aggregate, and then we can get that on the other side. So let's clear out this section here. Okay, we'll do something like that. Clear that out. We'll come and tie this back in. And what we want is we want the aggregate loader, not on that side, but on this side of the rail. But do we have, hang on. Do we have, if I go here and we grab this guy, do we have a rail crossing, conveyor overpass? It's all road, right? It's all road. We don't actually have one that overpasses the rail. Right? We don't have that. It's all roads. Conveyor overpass, conveyor overpass, conveyor overpass. It's all that. So I'm not sure. So we could do something like this, but I'm not sure that's actually going to work to actually get the rail on the one side here. Okay, but let's assume we can make this work, right? I'm not sure if that's high. I don't think it's high. So if anything, we're going to have to do this. Right, we're going to have to do this guy. We could do this guy, right? Okay, so we've got the different one. Oh, no, but they're not necessarily higher, are they? If we were to say do that, right? So if I did this, right? I just want to check. If I did that, right? Did this, could we get a rail underneath there? Oh, we may be able to. If we move it a little bit further away, we might be able to. So let's try that quickly. Yeah, because it's obviously getting, it's supposed to go over the road. So the question is, I think we could almost make it work, right? So we've got the next one won't work, right? So we can almost make this work. But I'm just thinking, do we need it on, we want road. It's a little bit one. Let's have a quick look. Do we have a mod for overpass? Let's just quickly see that overpass. There's lots of different ones here, but not necessarily conveyor. These are heating pipeline. Let's say conveyor overpass. Oops. Let's have a quick look. Conveyor. There we go. Hang on. This is a rail crossing. Okay, let's do that one. Rail crossing single. That's a double. Road and rail crossing. Let's do that. Road and two rail crossing. Let's have a look. Road and three rail crossing. Let's have a look at those, see if they actually work. So if we go to the conveyor now, yes, so here we go. So we want road and two rail crossings. And I guess they are working. However, it's all from that side. I wouldn't mind switching it the other way around. Can we flip it? No. Still gonna keep getting the rail on the one side. I would love the rail on the other side. So if we do this one, oh yeah, that's the one. Let's do that. Let's see if that all will work. So we'll clear this one out. It's a traffic jam and all kinds of things. Clear that one out. We'll clear this. We'll get our conveyor crossing thingy. Yes, this is the one. Something like that is what we're after. Do it like so. We'll get the conveyor connected in there. Okay. On the other side, on the other side, we need to understand that we need this to go to other things as well. So let's bring in our our rail, our loader, we'll flip it around because now we won't be able to get the road here. So let's try and maneuver this a little bit better like so. If we did that, that should get us reasonable connectivity here. I get rid of that, so we'll just double check that. So that will kind of work, right? I guess this is kind of what we're after. Now, let's go and forget about the bridges. Let's just go and grab this stuff and say, well, what we're after is we're after a pretty nice little straight section through here. Though, actually, we might want to bring it a little closer here. It's one way only, though. So I don't know if we really need all of that. Maybe just the one. Right? And then we'll want this one here. We want that. That. No. That. I like that. That's okay. I think that's okay. The question is, do we need multiples at this side? I don't know. Maybe we need to... This is a little steep, so we'll need to pull it back a little bit and come back a little earlier. So if we were to say from over there somewhere, and we were to do this... It's not quite working for us. Go down there. Go around there, and we go around. Something like that. Seems reasonable enough. And then we'll... The question is, do we do this and we tie that one in there so that we kind of avoid all of this stickiness over here? I think so. That kind of looks okay. What we do need to worry about here is how on earth are we going to tie all of this back? And so the idea is we want to... Oh, actually, no. You know, we want to do a little something like this. Be able to loop it back. So if we do... No. This is coming... Yeah, so that's the challenge here, right? So now we've got all of this stuff happening. We can certainly tie this in. So what we'll do is we'll do that. We'll do... Oh, we can't make that work? Ooh, that's not right. Can't make this work either. That'll split it off nicely, and then we need to... That's too close. Oof. We need to move it out a little bit. That's going to be a little challenging. But anyway, that could... And we could get something in here if we needed some more stuff. We probably won't be able to do a lot with it. So if we do that, gives us a little bit more room. Do we tie in back in there? Maybe achievable to tie back into that general direction. But yeah, so there's a lot going on here already, plus we need to move some stuff through. Now, the idea here that I've got is that we can also link between these two to add some additional pieces. So let's pause the track building component of it, just knowing that we're going to want to try and tie this back in with a bit of a loop. And it's only going to really be the passenger stuff that's going to come back up this way. I'm not sure. Maybe there's more. But ultimately, let's have a quick look. So what else do we need? So once we've got the gravel, the next piece is the cement plant, I think. Needs gravel and coal. So we'll need to bring coal in also. What is the sizes of these guys? 81 tons, 105. So let's just do the big guy. So we'll do the big guy, the big cement plant. We could do it in here, potentially. We can certainly bring that through. The question is, do we have unloading capabilities here that we can rely on? Maybe in this area we can do that, considering we might have. We won't have workers there. Workers needs to be here, so we'll need to have a look at whether we have our workers running in this general area. So we'll do a bit of this, but we'll also need to load up on these things, I think. Okay, so we'll need, let's flip it around, see what we get. If we do that, yeah, this is the one. I think this is about right. We could look at something like this. Okay, so let's look at cement over there. Okay, let's clear out a little bit more room here to see if we need to make something else work in this area. So let me clear out that. Let us clear out this guy and maybe that guy up to there. Now, can I, if I demolish this and we clear out these two, can we get something to work right here? Okay, so let's have a look. So if we go back and get this this platform, that one there, right? If we can get that to work back over here somewhere. Citizens' happiness too low. I'm guessing that's a new building that just opened. Ooh, it's not just opened. So why are you not getting... Oh, you can't get food. You can't get food? Oh, crap. That's not good. This guy can. This guy gets it. This guy gets it. Do we have any other places we can tie in some paths? We can. Let's do that. Tying in that path over here. And I'm going to pay for this so that we can get these guys tied in. I think this will help. I think this is going to be where we want it. So if I do that and we just say, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to want to patch a little bit of construction over there in the rebels, and then we'll go back to what we were doing. So I guess now this guy should be able to get access to those kind of things. Okay, so it'll have everything else it needs. Maybe culture, maybe sport is a little bit of a problem, but I guess we're going to sort all of that out as we tie these things together. This needs to be done, so let's quickly tie in a little pathway over here. That's fine. We want to make sure that that's working. Ooh, I need to let's do that. And what I'll do is I'm not going to worry about anything else that needs to go in here just yet. So what we'll do is we'll do a little something like that, and then we'll tie this one in through there, and we'll get cracking on those items. So let's quickly assign these for construction so we can get that to move. And if we need anything else in here, we'll do that. We'll see how we tie all of that together. Let's quickly pop on over here and see what do we have in this area. It is jam-packed full. Okay, so now how much room do we have over here? Okay, now what we need is a distribution office. So let's get a distribution office going. Actually, I just want to make sure we fix this stuff while we're at it. I'm just going to grab one of these guys or two of these guys and say, well, let's pick it up, clear all of that out, just so we have some of them going to here. Okay, and the other one as well, just so we keep stuff moving. That one will do the same thing. We'll clear all of this out. We'll say grab this and move this one over there too. Yeah, when you get into things, you start to lose a little bit of these items. So I guess what we're aiming on in doing is that we want multiple different ones in the end. But what we can start with is a distribution office. So if we just go and say, let's get ourselves like a medium, small distribution, big distribution office, we'll have like parking spots for 15 vehicles. So if we say do that, right? Actually, I kind of like this. But if we go slightly smaller, like the medium one, well, how many spots for the medium? 8. No, we need the big guy. Give us the big guy. We could do. I guess we could do 2 of them in here if we needed to. So let's do that. Make a start on the big guy over there. We'll get the road to kind of run in like this, right? We need this built pretty quickly though. So let's go and say, go there and do that. And okay, let's just get moving on this construction so we can start to get this moving. Distribution office that can then move the stuff further away. I think that's kind of the plan here. Okay, so that's starting to get things moving. How's this looking? That's okay. This is okay for now. We need to be careful so we don't run out of stuff. These guys are doing a nice job sorting stuff out. 1.7 million rubles, which is great. This has been built, so this is connected up. So now I guess what we're going to do is we're going to be without power here for a little while. Well, unless we build new stuff. No, it's going to be too challenging to do that. So I guess we're going to be without this for just a while until we can reconnect this. So let's go and demolish these guys. Just want to make sure we're keeping everything moving. We go with this. We'll clear that out. Okay, so now this is all going to be without power, no power. So they need to get that moving straight away. Get me a high priority on here ASAP. And then at the same time, I want to be looking at tying in some proper power connections here. So if we go this guy, we want to get that connected straight away. But we'll probably do that with something a little bit smaller, like a 6 megawatt or an 8 megawatt or something. We could just do that. Will that work? And we building in the way? Oh, I think we can do that and that, I guess. So we can do something like this and then like that. Not building in the way there at the moment. So let's, we could make a start with that. Right, and then as soon as this is clear, we can do that last slither. So let's make a start on that one. That's going to be just fine. And then ultimately we'll disconnect this one and do that side. But I guess that'll be some other issues. Look at this guy move. Yeah, the demolition for this is going pretty quickly. But yeah, so we're without power here for the moment, okay, which is not the end of the world. I think we've got reasonable amounts of stuff here. I wonder if they need power to get that sorted out. But anyways, get all of this moving. Okay, so that's done. So all that these guys need to do now is, where's that go? All that we need to do now is the waste vehicles need to come in and collect, which I guess they're on the way to do. And as soon as we start clearing, we can make a move on the next piece here. Right? Just want to make sure we're getting all of this going. We don't. Here we go. But this is for. I'm guessing this is for construction. Yeah. Here they come. Let's have a quick look at how quickly they can potentially clear some of this stuff out. Got some workers over here. There's very little here, but it's 3 different types of stuff, right? And metal scrap, so it'll be done. And done. Okay, so done. Perfect. Now let's sign up the rest of this and make a start on that as well. So I guess that's it. So now let's just high priority this stuff here, please. High priority and high priority this one too, so that we can get that back up and running. But I think that should be fine. No problems. Okay, good stuff. So we'll slowly move our stuff in there a little bit better. How's this going? Yeah, we're struggling a little bit over here. The construction here should be underway. Yeah, a little bit of extra time it's going to take to get all of that built. I should have built that a little bit earlier. Okay, get back to this for the minute. So, okay, so let's go back. We're saying we're going to do... Oh, really? It does not want to... I'm assuming I'm getting this a little too close to that to actually want to work. Okay, so let's clear that out. Let's demolish this guy again and move it a little bit more closer this way. It's a little bit finicky, but if we do that, right, this will be okay here. Some tunnels and stuff we can work with. Okay, that's fine. Now, I guess this will work. There we go. That'll work. We will pull it back a tad there. Get that to tie in. And then we will want to do that to work. I think this one needs to go in over here. And then if we wanted to do a bit of a drop-off in this area, so let's say we want to bring coal in via rail. How far is the coal away? It's pretty far. I'm not going to be honest, I'm definitely not going to run it. I'm not going to run a coal conveyor across here. But there's an element of me that wants to do that, but I guess it's not really... Is it realistic to bring a train specifically to do this if you can do... So we've got bricks. The only thing that's going to need coal. Let's just see how much needs coal. We go into the construction. So prefab panels does not need coal. Concrete plant does not need coal. Cement is the only one that needs coal. These guys, the explosives factory, helicopter demolition office, I love it. They don't not need coal. Bricks needs coal, but we've got a bricks factory. And this guy needs coal? No. So really, it's the only one that needs coal. So if we were to try and run a conveyor, this is all inbound. So I guess we'll have to run it. Up here coming across. It's shorter than this thing. It's shorter than that thing. Makes me wonder if we should be looking at something like this. So if we were to say, right, we go up, 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 right? This is the highest one. Yes, we had something that was working just there. We had something there. So if we were to do that. I guess we probably need to run it off here and straight through there then. Man, is this a feasible option, or do we need the coal train to come and do its thing? It's kind of what I'm wondering about. We could certainly run it through here, right? We could run it through there, get it across there. It's a little bit iffy to do that, but anyway, that's one option. Alternatively, we could do an aggregate unload, train aggregate unloading facility, probably just the one. We'll have to park a train to do this, right? We won't be able to reuse it unless we get a bit of a storage going. So let's say we grab the smallest storage. Right, so if we say we do something like that, right, with the smallest storage in play here, and then on the outside of this, we do an aggregate unloader, right? It seems reasonable. Can we do it on that side and make it work? Oh, no. Okay, and I had a bit of a crash there. I guess I was starting to move on some stuff here, and it a bit of a crash. So I was looking at this. So I guess we were. Oh, I didn't even do it yet. So I was kind of wondering whether we are going to do conveyors or whether we can just do rail. And I think rail is ultimately a more appropriate piece here. So let's just go back and quickly have a look at it. So if we was to say we are going to do some storage facilities here, I can never find the storages I'm looking for. So if we say the smallest storage, right, we'll just do that. We're kind of tying it in here as tightly as we can. Actually, I'm now contemplating if we flip it around like this, right? This might be able to work. So if we do that, right, and we just rejig some of these rail a little bit, so get rid of that, right? We want to keep, I guess, that one in play here. And then we want to aggregate unloader, this one here, right? We want it to be kind of something like this, right? If we do that, this is like really threading the needle here, and let's squeeze this guy in here, and I guess that's a very tight little operation. So let's see, can we? I guess we can get underneath there, so that's fine. So let's tie this one in. Okay, let's trim it back a little and get it to work a little bit better here. If we do that, at the same time, ooh, is that what's going on with this? Let's just redo this and see. So can we do that? Yeah, that looks a lot better. And this one. Does that. I think that's there's something wrong here though. Don't necessarily like that. So let's, instead of do that, let's do this. We do something like that. What was that? There was something funny going on here. Container stand dump full. Yeah, okay. I guess I know what that is. We'll need to sort that out. Okay, so let's quickly. I don't want to pause it. Okay, so now we can tie in. It's like so, and should be able to make that work. Beautiful. So now that kind of does the trick. So now we actually have a pretty reasonable tie-in here. That looks really good. We can have a coal train park in there, I think, and all of this should work, and that should all work, right? So this will unload into there. This one will have it ready to go. We will also need to run some stuff down here at the same time. So let's quickly have a look at that piece. It's going to come out of there, so we'll need to do nice and high, I guess. this will never work. This will never work like that. So what I'll need to do is we'll need to get it nice and close here. Okay, so potentially let's demolish this one as well. We're gonna need a little bit more room to maneuver here. So give me nice and high over there. Man, we're not going to be able to get a pathway in here. That works. Can we flip it around to get path on the other side? Yeah. I'm happy with that, but now we don't have a tie-in. Because all of our tie-ins sat on that side. Okay, well, demolish the cement factory, restart it using our new areas in here. That kind of makes sense to me. Wow, it's really threading the needle, but I want this area to be really high capacity as well. So I'm not too fussed by, doing it very complex because we want it that way. Okay, so what we need to do is we need multiple access points. So if we were saying, I mean, we could, it's just not going to want to. We do this, flip it around that way. I mean, this is what we want. And then the question is, can we load this area as well? So ultimately, this is kind of what we want. We just need to make sure we can actually get a road in there. So if we said something like this, right? Just for the sake of it, let's have a look at it. Can we make this work? Can we get a road? I think we'll be able to make this work. I think we'll be able to make that work, right? But we also then need some kind of silo for this thing. Cement silo. And then we'll need a concrete plant. And what needs to go into the concrete plant? Water, gravel, and cement. Got gravel right over here. Not sure we're going to be able. Can't get it through there. But yeah, cement. We'll have workers here. We could get gravel to come through here. Oof, this is going to be tight. We'll push this back. We'll get it in here. So, okay, so we need this guy. Okay, so we need this guy somewhere over here. Ooh, but we want this guy closer to the road. Because this is really far away. Man. The puzzle of getting all of these things to work together. I think we're just trying to do too much in this small little area. So I guess what I mean by that is that maybe we clear some of this stuff out and we just run gravel out this way, right? Or run gravel up that way. We need to we need to get this all back, get the rail back. Okay. Let's quickly do that then. If we were to say that, right, and we do that, and we do this, I guess from my perspective, this needs to just tie in. Like that. No, that's not quite right. Can we get that to work? I guess we'll trim it back a little. If I remove the snapping, so we'll do. It looks really funny if it does this. Let's try one more different variety of this without the snapping. For instance, so let's do just a little straight section. I guess this is that's the one, right? Something like that, and we just need to be able to put a signal on each of these things. So something like that, then they can park in there and then leave. I guess that's kind of the arrangement, and then these guys tie together. Give me a little bit of this. Oh yeah, we've already done that. So if we tie this guy in. So if we do that, that looks reasonable actually. That gives us access to this, and this guy can turn around, get back to where it wants to go. Okay, so then we need to tie this guy in. Let's get the snapping back, and we'll effectively tie it in over here then. Okay, so then that can get you to everything there. Okay, so that's kind of this situation here. Now, the question is, do we do the cement over here, or because we've got kind of the coal coming in now, right? Okay, so let's quickly trim out this section of road here. So we've got the coal and the gravel here, though. Gravel is a little wonky, to say the least. I don't know if it's achievable, the gravel. Yeah, so the gravel isn't really achievable the way this is laid out currently. Let's get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of this one. Fine, okay, so now that's okay. So we'll leave it there. Okay, so now we still have the coal coming in, but we could potentially do it in different directions. But so we've got the coal coming in here. We'll need the workers that's going to come over from that side. Let's quickly have one more look whether we can squeeze the cement plant in here. Grab the big guy. If I flipped it like this, right? Not like that, like this. If we do this, right? I like that. Let's do this, right? So if we do that and we do one more conveyor engine, flipped around though, so we can get its access to work, right? And we'll get the workers there. That's okay. So that seems to be workable. Oh, hang on. That's the coal. We then still need the... this guy could come in this way, and then we can run the other stuff out that way, and we can do a little bit more over here, which will have probably a better access to this road, maybe via that. Yeah, absolutely. So we would still want to do this. Let's raise it up as far as we can. Okay, so if we do that, could we then come across? Ooh, we can. Okay, so let's flip it around. I like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Let's delete that one. We don't need that one. And then, so we've got gravel already coming out from over that way. That's all good. So we don't need it to be any better than that. So if we wanted to then just do... I just want to make sure we've got the high ones here. I'm happy with kind of that configuration, and we'll drop this one, which we don't need. So now we could do cement somewhere over here. And we should be able to get workers all the way to here. And then we just need to make sure that we've got a reasonable road set up, even though it has a crossing. I don't mind it. Now, under the storage side of things, we would like at least we would like a storage silo, right? If we go construction, prefab panel factory, that's okay. We need cement for that too, right? Yeah, we do. Okay. So we do need cement for multiple things. So where's our, surely we have a storage for this, right? Meat storage, open storage, warehouses. Where's my cement silo? Grain storage. We should have a cement silo somewhere, right? Oil and fuel storages. Here we go. Dry bulk storage, which is these things. Dry bulk storage. Let's see. What do we have? Got these big guys, right? And what's that guy? Oh, that was it. So what's this guy? Oh, it's got the rail. Rail built in? Yeah, so see if we build the rail into it, we'll need it more towards this side of things. If we're going to build a rail into it. And there's an element in me that says, yes, let's do it. There's an element that says, let's do it. But we need to be mindful that, how much stuff is we actually going to run like this. So if we said, let's do something like that, but, it's not quite ideal. This one goes into more directions. This is going to be a little bit better for us, I think. Yeah, I think it's going to be easier to not do it built into that. So let's do something like, say, this, right? We'll see what we do with the other stuff. So dry bulk. Here we go. That's what we needed. We've got fancy one, dry bulk. Need maybe something like this instead. Yeah. Yeah, so let's do that. Okay. And then somewhere over here we can then do we should be able to do the other bits. The cement, the concrete. So if we then do concrete here, it's okay. I think presumably this will work here. So something like that. We'll need a nice big road to it. Okay. That's the only ones we've got, right? Yeah, that's fine. And what we'll then do is we go back to get some more dry bulk conveyor stuff happening. And we'll do a little something like this so that we can still continue so let's do that. So that should work. We should be able to get a road in here to get to all of these things for construction purposes. We should be able to get workers here fairly easily. We should be able to get a road. So if we do this, right, that'll work just nicely. If we then say we do something like that, cut that across there, cut this across here. This one can tie in there. This one can tie in like this. This one runs up that way. And then we kind of tie the rest of this together here. Right? Something like this, something like that, something like that. There we go. There we go. So now we've got cement factory, concrete plant, and the next one would be then prefab panel factory. All right, prefab panel factory requires cement and gravel, which we have here. So we'll need dry bulk for cement. Oh man, this is beautiful. Look at this. The only issue with this one is workers. But I think we may. may find it working. Let's do that. We'll plop it there just for having a look quickly. We'll look. Oh yeah, we should end this episode. So now we probably need another one of these things. Yeah, just to make sure it works. Flip it around. No. Hey. Oh, that's the one. Flip it around. Get that tied in like so. Okay, so that's fine. And then we go to the conveyor and we try and make this work. Okay, that doesn't want to work, so we'll need to also do this guy. Not that. Up. Do that. Clear out that one which we don't need, and now that feeds into there. So now that all works. If we can get that to tie in, which I believe we can. Look at that. So now that's our prefab panel factory, and obviously what we also need to do is get a little bit of storage moving on the prefab panels. We want the bare. Oh my god. Oh. Is this working? Is this working? Let's have a quick look here. I thought that was actually almost workable. We flip this around. Oh, no, we don't do that. We need to flip it back. Wow, it's almost workable. We did this, right? I just want to check if this works. Too long. It's too long. Okay, fine. Let's move it a little closer. I might have to move this one down just a tad, but anyway, I don't think that will necessarily work. Okay, let's do this one. Just back to it. No, it's storage, right? So it's storage. This one, let's just see. I need to make this kind of work here. I'm happy to thread the needle over here. So you know what? I'm going to trim these things out, right? And try and get this to work first. And then we'll make it happen. So if we do this, right, we may end up only using... If we do that, get it as far as possible, right? Like so. I guess 3 of them don't work. Or I mean, one of them, all of them seem to be working. So the question here is, can we do that? And I don't think we can necessarily do that. Steeper descent. Really? Is it really that bad? Okay, hang on. Can we... Okay, actually, we're out of time. In the next episode, we'll continue to do this. This is looking really interesting, so that we'll have such a large waste management area if we can do most of our construction in here. What are we missing in terms of construction? Prefab panels. Asphalt plant is the only one, which also still needs gravel, which I guess we could make work somewhere over here. Right, because we still will be able to get people to come and walk through here, especially if we go tunnels or bridges or something. And we'll need bitumen to be brought in. So we might still be able to squeeze in a bit of a bitumen tank. Maybe even over here, we can do a bit of a bitumen tank that we can then pipe through to this thing and have everything nice and close, one facility here. That'll be the most compact, high-capacity construction area I've ever seen. But anyway, we'll leave it there. I will see about figuring this one out in the next episode. But yeah, for now, guys, thanks for watching. Look at that money, looking pretty good, over 2 million now. So we're really healthy. Anyway, I'll see you in the next episode where we'll continue this jigsaw puzzle and probably work on a few other bits and pieces. All right? Have we? Hang on. Let's just, before we end this, we've got power back up and running over here. So the last thing we need to do is just switch on the power back to this side, which I guess will leave us without power here for a little while we quickly fix that. But I guess all in all, pretty good. Did we finish off? Hang on. Did we finish this off? Oh, we did. So I need to sort that out as well. And are we completely full over here? Yeah, so we need to fix that in the next episode as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, please hit that like button. See you next time. Bye-bye.